Jake. Sorry, Martin.
Okay.
Jake. So we are in Burlington, Ontario, Canada, and I'm just about to bring you to a truck here to show you why we're here. So we're here to bear witness at a place called Fearman Slaughterhouse. This is a place that uses gas chambers. They put baby pigs into gas chambers. If you didn't know, CO2 gas chambers, it burns their mucous membranes. And we're just gonna try to bear witness here as there's vehicle coming up. And you guys can see why us animal rights activists come out, why we're here. Unfortunately, this is why we're here, guys. These poor pigs. You can hear them screaming, slashing around. I'm so sorry. So we were a little bit late arriving today, and I just saw there's another truck coming, guys. So it's a bit crazy here, guys. It's a bit loud. I haven't had a chance to add in the mics yet. I'll put them on soon. But again, we are at Fearman Slaughterhouse in Burlington, Ontario, Canada. You can see it's tight quarters here, but we're doing it for the animals. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Butterfly, hi Jamie. Appreciate you guys being here. Hit the like button, smash the like button, subscribe, tell your friends. We want to teach the world what's happening with our food system. And unfortunately in our food system, we're using and confining and torturing innocent animals. Daily. Absolutely disgusting. Hey, Alex. So we're in Toronto, or close to Toronto. It's about an hour away. I didn't get a chance to really get set up quite just yet, just because I wanted to bear witness to the pigs that are coming here. So you can see there's a truck coming up. But what they try to do here is they try to time the lights. So that way, they hold up traffic, they stop where they're not supposed to. And as you can see, it's pretty crazy here. It's pretty, a lot of traffic, a lot of cars, a lot of noise. It's not easy being here, congestion. And as you can see, the truck is stopped in the middle of traffic because he doesn't want us to bear witness. How's that legal? He's putting the public at risk. As you can see, all the other cars are lined up, but he stays way back. And yeah, again, putting the public a little bit at risk. Sorry for the shakiness. I'll have it on a tripod shortly. And ironically, you see the MTO driving by, the Ministry of Transportation, just drive by this truck that's just allowed to sit in the middle of traffic. And hold up traffic and potentially cause safety risks for the public. It's no wonder this industry just seems to get away with whatever the hell it wants. Hey, Mel and Steve, how are you? Thanks for being here. Yes, guys, if you could smash that heart button, hit like, hit subscribe, share it out, tell your friends. I'm here with the Save movement. Right in front of you is Anita Krine's Animal Save is live as well. So we have a few of us that are live today, and we won't stop. We're going to continue. Well, he kind of is doing something dangerous. He just kind of parked out and not allowing cars to drive by. If you can see, there's a turning lane here, and he's half in the turning lane, half not. So like he's literally outside a turning lane as well for the other side to turn. So yeah, and now he speeds up because he wants to avoid people bearing witness. And he just did that, right? He was able to skip the light, so to say. But nobody really monitors that. People only really monitor what animal rights activists do. They'll come to us even when there's things that don't happen, such as like harassment and stuff like that. It's really crazy. I'll get into that a little bit more. I'm just gonna actually go and set up my position, I guess you can say. Sparrow, you are watching what's called a vigil. So we're part of a group called the Animal Save movement. So what we do is we bear witness to animals going to slaughter, and we let the public know what's happening with their food system. We don't think that most people would be for what happens in slaughterhouses. We don't think most people would be for what happens to animals. We think most people are actually respectful and kind to animals. And I think if people knew what happened behind these closed doors, like that truck that just drove by, most people would probably change their ways. We've been told that it's okay to eat animals. Peter, can you push the button? Can you? That's okay, thank you. Yeah, it's a busy spot for sure. This is kind of why we come at this time, because we are actually able to bear witness. Holy crap, hard to see. We're actually able to bear witness. Sorry, I'm just looking out for traffic here. It won't be so chaotic when I get set up though. Yeah, Sparrow, so have you ever considered, like, are you vegan yourself? Have you ever considered it? If not, why not? Yeah, we do hand out some cards and leaflets to people if they're interested. So we are in Burlington, Ontario, Canada. And I'm just trying to get to a spot so I can put my phone on a tripod, have a sip of my coffee, and wake up a little bit before we start getting into things. Guys, I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I used to work for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. I used to work in slaughterhouses. I used to work in processing facilities. I changed 11 years ago, 12 years ago. I went vegan because of the things that I saw. No being should be put into place. And what they do is just awful to animals. In this place particularly, they put them in the gas chambers. Most people don't know that most of the animals, I think most of them now, are probably put into gas chambers. So CO2 gas chambers. No, this isn't the ostriches. I'll get into the ostriches conversation in a minute. Nobody really knows what's happening behind closed doors because this industry is very well versed at hiding the truth. I mean, they say things like humane and welfare and people buy it. So if it's as simple as that, yeah, here we go, guys. Just gonna go to my spot and, oh shit, I forgot my sign. Oh well, that's fine. So what is happening behind closed doors is, yeah, these animals are, if you were ever to go to a farm, like the pig farms that are out here, all of them are put into like sheds. They live in sheds for their entire life. They have their teeth notched out. They have their testicles ripped off. They have their tails cut off. And that's so the end product, because that's what they're considered, is a product. Whoa, what's that? Add a Q&A sticker or louder, quiet music. Wow, okay. All these new features. What's the problem, lady? I'm just trying to pass. So all these new features on here on YouTube. So guys, once again, I'm in Burlington, Ontario, Canada. I'm at a slaughterhouse called Fearman's. It's on Harvester Road, if you can imagine that. And so they kill 10 to 12,000 pigs every single day here. They put them in gas chambers. So if you didn't know, gas chambers are extremely painful. It builds up carbonic acid. And so these pigs will scream for their lives. There's actually a documentary, it's called Pignorant. You can actually see what happens. It's on Amazon Prime. You can go and see, or go to pignorant.ca, I think it is, or .com, I'm not sure, maybe Mel and Steve know. Just type in Google and you'll see that, you'll see the link to the documentary Pignorant. You can see what it's like for the pigs to go through. It was exposed. A couple times these gas chambers are exposed and people don't want to believe it, but it's the actual truth. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna set you down. All right, I'm somewhat set up. Things got crazy. We saw the trucks here, so we wanted to bear witness. Didn't even have a chance to drink my coffee. So once again, guys, thank you so much for being here. Please share out. Please let people know that behind me, just right over here, and I'm gonna bring you guys over there later. If you stick around, you guys are gonna see the facility it goes into. You're going to be able to hear the pigs. They scream for their lives, essentially. You can hear them from outside on a busy, loud street going into the gas chambers. Guys, pigs are going into gas chambers. I would say probably most chickens and hens are now. So what that does is it builds carbonic acid. Watch, yeah, exactly. Pignorant on Amazon Prime. You'll be able to see the process for yourself and say, do I want to be a part of that? Do I want this to be something that I'm paying for? Do I think animals should be tortured and confined and enslaved for just some trivial pleasure? Because we know that we can live healthy and fine without eating animals. All the data is out there to suggest that. Guys, let me know how the volume is, if I should mic up or not. Yeah, Sparrow, I highly recommend you watch the movie Dominion, or go to the 3-minute movie challenge, which is linked in my bio. Guys, hit like, hit subscribe. Let's get this out there. Cheers. Okay, great. Awesome to hear. So just, again, a little bit about me. So I worked for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency for a long time, 15 years. And like, I saw things that most people wouldn't believe. Maybe they might think it's sci-fi, or they might think it's like a one-off or something like that. But the reality is, like movies like Dominion the movie, Pignorant on Amazon Prime, the expose that Joey Carbstrong did on the Saputo Farms, which is a Canadian company that's a billion, like multiple billion-dollar company. These things are the truth. This is the reality. And this industry is very clever at masking and hiding and making people believe that they think they're making the right choice. They'll say things like pasteurized eggs or humane or welfare or free reign, free run. I'm here as a whistleblower, as somebody who was a government inspector responsible for your food system, to tell you it's all a lie and that you shouldn't believe this. You shouldn't just believe your governments. You don't believe them in certain other areas. Think about what's happening with your food system. Most of the animals you eat, they consume copious amount of drugs, antibiotics. They have pathogens like E. coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter, Listeria. Go look any one of those up. 1 in 4 Americans are going to contract one of those pathogens. And if you think about what those pathogens do to you, to your bodily function, it's going to probably reduce your lifespan. So why would you want that to happen to you? Why would you do that to your family? Well, he says meth chickens taste the best. Well, basically, those chickens are 42-day-old disabled babies. That's who you're eating. They're covered in their feces, their urine, ammonia. They inhale ammonia. That's going into their body. The drugs, the antibiotics. I mean, these are things that they're consuming, let alone their genetic freak shows, because, listen, they've been genetically engineered. And if you go to a slaughterhouse, you'll even see that some of their legs, because they've deformed so much, they won't even fit on the shackle. And so if they don't fit on the shackle, what do you think happens down the process? They'll miss the electrical sun bath. They'll go up to the knife cutter, and sometimes it'll just cut their face or cut their body. Blood will be splattering everywhere, and then they'll go into a giant burning tub of burning hot water to remove their feathers, yet they're alive. I mean, this happens. This is a daily occurrence. This happens way more than you could ever imagine. 92 billion land animals are killed every single year. More animals are killed for food than humans that have ever existed in 3 weeks than humans that have ever existed. Sorry, I'm skipping over my words. Isn't that crazy? So we can move to a plant-based food system. We can go with our intuition, right? We can move away from consuming animals and viewing animals for us like we would our companions. Most people don't look at their dogs and think yummy. Most people don't look at roadkill and think, damn, that looks tasty, I want some of that. No, most people are probably kind and compassionate. They probably have never been into a slaughterhouse. Most people probably have never been to a sanctuary to visit these animals. And people call them meat, right? They don't call them individuals. This is the other brainwashing technique that happens. They call animals meat, or they say my meat, or use these phrases like steak or bacon, like all these little things. Like, don't you think about it for a second? Like, you've been conditioned to say these things, right? Like milk, what is milk? Or dairy, what is dairy, right? So dairy is what? It comes from what? It comes from a cow, right? They made this fairy tale, we're up, dairy, the fairy, they made these fairy tale words up to make people think that they need to consume another species milk or something like that. It's absolutely ridiculous. So here we are at Fearman's Death House, and you can see the slaughterhouse truck right there. If you go to the Animal Save movement, they're also doing a live stream, and you might have a chance to bear witness to the pigs. Why are you shaking your head, bro? Why are you feeding cancer to the world? So guys, if you didn't know, processed animal flesh puts you at a higher risk of colorectal cancer. You should look up at something called porcine epidemic diarrhea, actually. So basically, they can't fix that problem. Why? Because these pigs live in a shed. If you didn't know as well, almost every single pig that you eat is going to develop a cough. They're going to give them either antibiotics or drugs because for the obvious. And then like 8 weeks later, you're eating their body parts. I mean, if you made up a script of how to be a monster, I think the perfect monster would be the ones putting innocent animals on this death truck. Look at that fucking truck. This is the first time those pigs will ever be outside in their entire life. To go on that metal death truck, to have their life sentenced, to go into a gas chamber so they can burn to death, or faint, pass out, and have their heads entirely decapitated. So that's what happens as well. People probably don't know is when they cut off their heads, they just come right off. The entire head comes off. And people like Anthony, for example, all right? Yummy, innocent animals. Guys, think about Anthony Cass here, and think about, do you want to be like Anthony? Like, even if you were somebody that thought it was okay to eat animals, why would you say yummy to this? Why would you say, oh, yummy to that? Like, how twisted and brainwashed you have to be. Like, does that guy go around his dog? Does he go around his dog and say the same thing? I mean, like, so bizarre. And the other thing that I found very interesting was you literally have these farmers bringing all these animals into a slaughterhouse or dropping them off at the slaughterhouse. And they have dogs, they have puppies sitting on their lap while they're doing so. And the sense of irony that's there, how weird is that? So eventually at some point, guys, I'm going to bring you down to the gates of hell, I call them. So where those pigs go, and you're going to be able to hear the screams. I'm worried about the connection because last time it did give out a little bit. But once again, guys, I'm at an intersection of Harvester and Appleby. This is where baby pigs are sent to be executed every single day, hung upside down after they've been put into a gas chamber to be decapitated. And people like Broken Rubbers, these are the loud people in the chat. I promise you that there's people watching that are like, what's going on? Maybe they're open-minded and they'll think, like, do I really want to be like somebody who's saying yummy to an innocent pig on a truck? So kind of weird, right? Kind of a weird thing to say. Guys, if you're vegan, hit 1. If you're somebody who's thinking about possibly changing, hit 2. If you're a total loser animal abuser, select 3. Just to get an idea who we're dealing with here. Yes, we got some 1s in the chat. We got 2s. Giovanni, way to be. And imagine claiming that about yourself, guys. So look at the 3s, guys. Imagine admitting to being an animal abuser. That's just a weird flex. Simon, great job. So many, imagine admitting that. So guys, the people that are saying that they're 3s, I beg you to change your title name on all your social media platforms to I'm a animal abuser and that I hate animals. I mean, you might as well, right? If you're so confident in your decision. So guys, once again, I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I work for the Canadian government. And the reason I'm out here today is because I saw what happened on the inside of these places. I've seen innocent animals getting abused, tortured. I've been on farms. I've seen them confined, living in their feces, living in their filth. Absolutely disgusting. You would never want anybody to be in that type of position. I promise you, you should go out to these farmer fields. Go look in the dumpsters. You're gonna see baby animals inside dumpsters. You're gonna see mothers sometimes in dumpsters. I remember going out and opening a dumpster and actually seeing two massive mother cow or pigs, and they're just discarded like nothing. Their entire lives are spent just birthing these babies, and then they're thrown in the trash. And so people often wonder, how do they treat the animals on these farms? Well, just go out to the farmers' fields, take a look. You're gonna see, it's unbelievable. You're gonna see pigs in dumpsters. Sometimes you go to the farms and you even see the animals on the side of the building dead. And that's not, that's some of the worst things that happen. But even on the inside of these places, do you know what farmers do to control pigs sometimes? They'll have a sacrificial pig. So they'll hang a pig. They'll actually hang a pig in front of all the other pigs, and they'll do that so that way the pigs are listening. That they'll fall in line when they're told to move to another pen or having their babies stripped from them. Did you know that commonly these pigs will not ever receive veterinarian care, right? So they're actually, the most common practice would be to smash their face against the ground, smashing their skull against the ground over and over, piglets, because maybe they didn't grow big enough, or maybe they're suffering a little bit. So rather than bringing in a vet to take a look and care about these innocent piglets, a worker will grab their two legs and smash their heads against the ground, or what they'll do is they'll hit them with a club or hit them with a bat or smash their head some other way. So you go around these farms, you're gonna see dead animals. You're gonna see graveyards. In fact, if you were to go and maybe have some drone shots, you'd probably see some graveyards. And Jason, interesting question. Jason, do you eat dairy products? Do you eat pig products? All these animals, they're forcefully impregnated, right? They're forced to be impregnated. And then also, for example, dairy cows, when they're sent to slaughter, a lot of times they still are pregnant. So Jason, if you're against certain things, you should be 100% against it, right? So do you still consume dairy products, Jason? Guys, hit like, subscribe, tell your friends, hit that heart button. Go and follow some of these animal rights activists. They need your help. We need your help getting the message out there. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I worked for the Canadian government for over 15 years. And I saw things that maybe you don't want to know about. Maybe it's uncomfortable for you. Maybe it's something too scary to talk about. But if you go to the link in my description, there's a 3-minute movie there, and that will describe the entire industry for you. A lot of people don't know, and I can understand that. That makes sense that a lot of people aren't aware, and maybe they're misinformed. I was a public servant again for 15 years, and I'm sharing the truth about what I saw. And so if you guys want to believe the narrative, if you just want to be naive and believe the narrative that these animals are kept in these beautiful conditions, that this industry actually gives one shit about this industry, about these animals, it's not the case. They don't. They could care less. It's all about profits. When I was an inspector, there used to be 3 inspectors per line and 1 inspector at the back of the line. Guess how many inspectors are on a line now? If it wasn't for export or import requirements, there would be 0 inspectors. So what does that say? But that also doesn't tell you that the line speeds increased from 60 birds per minute to over 200 birds per minute. So think about that. It's all profit driven. You have 0 to little inspection. And even the inspectors that do try to do something, they don't get far, right? It's just a token position. So just so you know, any of your government inspectors, like I would say in some cases it's okay. Sure, maybe you need some inspection. But in a lot of cases, it's kind of just a token. It's there to make you, the consumer, be like, okay, the man's watching out for me. I'm safe. I'm okay to consume whatever. But the reality is, like, these animals are given antibiotics, drugs. They're covered in pathogens. Okay. Basically, they use chemical toxins to get rid of the pathogens. They'll tell you to cook their body parts to get rid of these pathogens as well, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, right? Kind of wild that they're telling you cook the shit out of the animal flesh that you're eating because we don't want you to develop a pathogen. And so this is one of the reasons why I'm here, guys. We are showing these disgusting trucks. This is the first time these pigs will ever be outside. And guess what? It's on this death truck. And they're going to this place that's called Fearman Slaughterhouse on Harvester Road. Think about that. How absolutely abhorrent and disgusting is it that we have to do this to innocent pigs? If you go to the Animal Save Movement stream right now, you will see live these pigs right inside this truck. And why? Why do you want to be a part of this, guys? You're enslaving these 6-month-old pigs just for something called bacon, some other made-up term to make you feel better about your food choices. This is a death truck. This is a death sentence. These pigs have their death date listed prior to them being born. I mean, why? Where's your compassion? Where's your kindness? Where's your empathy? Would you put your dog into this situation? Would you put your cat into this situation? You wouldn't. So there's a documentary. There's a link in my description below. It's a 3-minute movie challenge. I encourage you to take it. Go look at it. Go see what happens. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but you hear the screams. And so this is their one and only day ever outside, and it's to be executed. They'll never have fresh air. They'll never have their natural tendencies. They'll never be outside. They'll never be able to burrow. They live in their feces. They quite literally live in their shit. Their feces they live in. And this is the only time anybody will give them any ounce of kindness and respect. As I was saying earlier, a lot of these farmers will hang pigs just to control them. The piglets actually, they get, if they're not tall enough, if they're not big enough, if they're not fat enough, they won't call in vets. They will never call in vets. They'll smash their heads against the ground. They'll hit them with pipes. They'll beat them to death because they're not considered valuable. They're not considered profitable anymore. So rather than these farmers saying, oh, I care about these animals. I want the best for them. You know, we treat our animals in this way, this special way. No, you don't. You literally kill these piglets on your farm. And quite honestly, guys, if you don't believe me, drive out to the farmer's field. Go out to the farmer's field. You can see for yourself. You'll be able to find graveyards. You'll be able to find dumpster bins full of these animals. And they literally have a rendering company come pick up these body parts. And you can see how the process works. If you want to see how it works with pigs, well, I encourage you to go to Joey Carbstrong's recent expose of the dairy cows. Look at what happens there with the dairy cows. They literally are beating the cows right on camera, and even the owner who was busted, I mean, I don't want to spoil it for you. Actually, go over and see it. It's under Joey Carbstrong expose. They've even silenced the video. A lot of people have complained about it and stuff like that. So go see what's happening with your dairy system. Dairy is the meat industry as well, guys, if you didn't know. I think it's almost 50% of the dairy cows that go to be killed are actually used for animal products. So if you're a vegetarian, you're supporting the meat industry. That's just a no-brainer. And I think a lot of people that are against the eating of animals, you know, why would you support this industry via milk and eggs and stuff? Like, look it up. Dairy is scary. Can you guys hear the pigs? Dairy is scary. There's a documentary called Pignorant. It's out on Amazon Prime. It shows you exactly what these pigs here are going to go through. They're going to be put into a gas chamber momentarily. They're going to scream for their lives. It's going to build up carbonic acid, because that's what it does. It builds up carbonic acid. Some of them try to gnaw off their own limbs because it's so painful. The UK government, along with others, have actually said it's actually cruel to put them in gas chambers, but the reason they keep allowing it is because of economic reasons, because it would cripple the industry to switch to a different kind of stunning method. And believe it or not, that's just the stunning method. That's just how they stun them. That's just how they stun them. Then they decapitate their entire heads. Think about what that does to a human being as well. Imagine the psychology that has to go into somebody, into their heads, what that does to them mentally. So PTSD, drug, alcohol addiction, violent crime rates increase around communities with slaughterhouses. It's no wonder. It's pretty obvious, right? So even if you love eating animals or you love the taste or whatever, but you're a human rights activist, how can you be a human rights activist when you're putting human beings into a position where they're chopping heads off all day? Think about what that does here, the psychology of that. I've been to slaughterhouses where I was scared to go near the kill floor because I saw the gleam in some people's eyes. Literally, a lot of people are against psychopaths. They think psychopaths shouldn't exist, or they should be killed, or they should be treated the way they treat their victims. Literally, like people in the chat, some of them, they're supporting these people by paying for animal products, because a lot of psychopaths will get jobs at slaughterhouses and they love it. They're getting off. They're literally enjoying. You could tell. You would walk into certain places and you would see the gleam in their eye, that how excited they were, and with their machetes and cutting heads off and stabbing at jugulars and stabbing animals in the throat. Disgusting. So why would you support that? Why do you think it's okay to support that? Even if you're against vegans or veganism or whatever, why would you support animal or human atrocities and animal atrocities as well? Alicia just said, yeah, guys, select 1 if you're vegan, 2 if you're interested into making the change. We can help support that. And 3 if you're a total loser, animal abuser, which some people have already admitted to, which is fucking mad. Imagine that person hanging out with you or your family, and they're a dedicated total loser, animal abuser. That's a bit weird. Yesterday, I gave out a new offer on It's Mel and Steve's live stream for all those who still consider themselves babies or still consume cows' breast milk, which is fucking bizarre that people ever did that in the first place. For all the people who do that, or goat's milk or whatever, think that they're still children and that they haven't weaned, I now have come up with a new offer, guys. The offer is, I will give you a baby bottle with oat milk. I will give you a pacifier, a sucky, a dummy, whatever you call it. I will also include a bib. Yes, a bib, and I will come over there and I will burp you personally. I will burp you, drink the oat milk, stay away from the cow's milk, and then you'll be fine, right? Because I know that's the feeling that you guys really like if you're still consuming cow's udder milk, breast milk. Pretty weird, guys, pretty weird. So once again, I'm at Fearman's. The company is called Fearman. Fearman's Slaughterhouse on Harvester Road in Burlington, Ontario, Canada, where they gas 10 to 12,000 baby pigs, 6 months old. At just 6 months old, they put them in gas chambers. They burn from the carbonic acid. The UK government has said that this is absolutely animal abuse, but in a position where they had to change their statement because of the economic value, they decided to go against their own statement, which is messed up. Think about that. Imagine if you were in the gas chamber. Imagine what that represents. Why do you want to be on that side of history? And why would you want to be the same as like Petrifi, whatever the hell his name is? I mean, think about the mentality there. Even if you thought, hey, it's okay to eat animals, even if you thought it's fine, let's eat animals, it's okay. Even if you thought that, you would think that at the very least, the people trolling vegans would be like, well, maybe they'll get better welfare conditions. You would think at least that, right? Like I have friends who eat animals, and they say what I'm doing is good, but they'll never troll me. They'll never go at me because they know that either what they're doing is wrong, or maybe they think I could get better conditions for these animals. Unlike the trolls here, likely a lot of these trolls have killed, right? A lot of them have the psychological problems. And if you have worked on a kill floor, if you have taken lives, hunters, farmers, slaughterhouse workers, there's a video called What Killing Animals Does to Your Brain. Highly recommend you watch it. Honestly, you move from that first kill, from the first time you kill, you start to normalize it after you do it more, which becomes apathy, and then eventually some people turn to psychopaths, raw and truly. Maybe they weren't when they first started in this industry, or maybe they weren't when they first started hunting or something like that, but a lot of people do turn that way. Yeah, my testosterone's fine, Jordan, any day of the week. Jordan, why don't you come up to Canada? We'll get on some skates. I'll skate backwards, you skate forwards, and we'll see how good you are, buddy. People name calling, which is clearly, high level data and evidence name calling. Yeah, what about Canadian Bay? These are weird comments, right? Very weird comments. So these guys are waiting for the next truck to come. Often we're able to stop, not stop, but we're able to bear witness from this spot because the trucks will have to stop at the light. The truckers do try to time the lights, so they'll hold up traffic, which is dangerous because they don't want us to show the truth. They don't want us to show the reality of what takes place. Because a lot of people will look into the pig's eyes or the cow's eyes or the chicken's eyes and be like, shit, man, maybe I don't want to be a part of that. And that's the number 2s in the chat. So guys, again, vegans, 1 in the chat, 2, if you're considering moving away from being a monster to animals and thinking about changing, and 3, if you're a total loser, animal abuser. Let's see it, guys. Hit that like button. Let's get up to 100 likes. Subscribe, tell your friends, turn on the bell notification. Guys, on Friday, we're going to be live in a bunch of different cities. It's called Project Livestream. It's going to be the 4th one. We've hit hundreds of thousands of people. If you care to join us, go out to your local slaughterhouse, or even if you can't make it to a slaughterhouse, make it out to a facility that sells animal products. We want you to join us. We can get you the 50 subs required to go live, but you're gonna have to let us know before Wednesday because you have to do 1 live post before you can actually officially go live. It's a weird thing set up with YouTube, but we can get you there. We can get you out in the streets. We can help you, and we need to shine a light onto these disgusting hellhole facilities that take the lives, guys, that take the life of innocent animals who don't want to be in that position. Why be a monster to animals? There's a link in my description. It's called the 3-Minute Movie Challenge. I dare you to go watch it. Possibly jump onto Challenge 22. They're gonna help you with meal preps and all the things. You don't need to be an animal abuser like the number 3s in the chat. The 2s, wake up. You guys can live vegan, perfectly healthy and fine. In fact, 2 of my friends over that way, Jenny and Peter, Jenny's there on the right. Peter's there with the high vis. They've been vegan for over 35 years each. No problem. All the people that are here today, one's over there, all vegan. We're just here to show the world that it's possible to live healthy and fine. We don't need to be a part of this system anymore, sorry. And yes, exactly, 10,000 baby pigs are killed here each and every single day. Why be a monster, guys? You don't need to eat animal products. And in fact, why would you? Why would you want to eat baby products, baby animals, animal products? Think about it. Colorectal cancer is linked to animal products. All-cause mortality, the more animal products you eat, the bigger chance you're gonna die. These are just facts, right? You're also consuming likely antibiotics, hormones, drugs. There's a massive issue with antibiotic resistance as well. And then to top it off, you're being a monster to innocent animals. Why would you do that? You know, what is the point of that? It's just a little gratification. And guess what? You can eat just as equally healthy, if not healthier. You can get the same taste pleasure. If you didn't know, it's very simple to live vegan. If someone like myself can do it, because you know all the trolls in the chat are talking shit about me. If someone like myself can figure it out, surely you can figure it out, right? Thank you, Martin, for being here always. Mel and Steve, I saw you earlier. Guys, eating just grass. Who's eating? Let me guess. Suicidal AB. Who's eating grass? Have you ever met a human being can you point to anybody who's ever eaten grass? See, this is the thing, guys. People like AB, people like some of the others in the chat that are trolling, likely probably have taken lives. They probably maybe feel a little guilty about it, and they're projecting here, right? They're talking shit. They're just making shit up about grass and shit. Like, I get sometimes it's fun to be funny, but we're talking about lives here, right? Pigs are put into gas chambers. Why don't you be a hero, not a zero, bro? Be a hero, not a zero. Drizzle, just because you love doing something, there's some people that love hurting people. There's some people that love raping people. There's some people that love doing a lot of seriously messed up things. Why should that give you the right to take someone's life, torture them, eat their body parts? Like, no, that shouldn't happen. In fact, this industry is an abomination. It's a real reason why society is backwards in the way it is. As long as we consume violence, we're going to continue to live in a violent society. And Jesus would not eat animals. He wouldn't put humans into slaughterhouses to suffer PTSD, turn to drugs and alcohol, increase violent crime rates, workplace injuries. I mean, most of the people in the chat have never been inside a slaughterhouse, but yet they're going to use immigrants, refugees, minorities, even children, migrants, as their proxy to take lives so they can get their little pleasure, get their rocks off on a fucking bacon sandwich. When you can easily replace that, you don't have to be a part of that. It's pretty simple, guys. It's not rocket science. You were taught it as a kid. As a child, you were taught, hey, let's not eat animals, or let's be kind to animals and whatnot. All the movies have the little animals, and we're so in love and infatuated with that. Yet we're putting baby pigs into gas chambers like on this fucking death truck. Why do you want to be a part of that? Look at those 4 babies in there. Why do you want to be the reason that they have to go through this, guys? You can hear them screaming. Why be a part of that? It's not helping the economy. I mean, why? You think colorectal cancer is helping the economy? Do you think drugs, alcohol addiction, workplace injuries are helping the economy? How's that helping anyone? It's not. So I'm gonna try to bear witness here. I doubt I'll have a chance because this guy's gonna drive really fast. But yeah, maybe you'll be able to get a closer look. Guys, screen record if you can. Oh my God, the smell. How can people think that, like, guys, go beside one of these trucks and all you're gonna smell is feces and urine and who knows what the hell. And you think, oh, I love bacon. No, like, the animals you eat are literally living in their feces and their filth. Like, think about that. You feed your kid that. EL, what is it if it's not murder? EL, why do you hate animals? I mean, why do you think it's so justified to put pigs into sheds their entire life? Why do you think it's okay to put pigs into sheds their entire life? To suffer, right? Smell is rancid. How's that okay, guys? Look at this guy. Look at him freaking out. Losing his mind. Why do that? Why be the reason they have to go into a gas chamber? I'm on the sidewalk, buddy. This is Canada. This is Canada. I'm legally allowed to do this. Guy came out and threatened me. Wow. Clearly angry, right? If you're so proud of this industry, then why are you getting out of your truck and yelling at me for fucking filming, right? Come up to me, get my face. I'm legally on a sidewalk. I'm allowed to film. Fucking unbelievable, man. These guys are really brazen, right? Get in my face. See, guys, that's what happens. If that truck was carrying carrots, do you think that guy's gonna give a shit? No, he's not, right? He's not gonna lose his mind. He's not gonna freak out. He's not gonna get out of his vehicle, abandon his pig so he can come and have his little moment with me, right? And this continues to happen over and over because somehow it's allowed for people to yell at vegans or to put a spotlight on what's happening. Aren't you adult enough to know what's happening with your food system? Aren't you adult enough to know what takes place? And we have cameras everywhere, do we not? Literally cameras are everywhere. There's a camera right up here, right? There's a camera right over here. People all have their cameras on their phones in their cars. Like, what's the problem here, right? Why can't we be adult enough to know what happens with our food system, see the animals? All I'm doing is showing the animals, right? And then he's yelling at me, so I'm getting a picture of him because I don't know what he's capable of. Our friend was killed right over here. Our friend, Regan, was literally run over by the same type of mentality. Someone getting angry, getting upset, and he drove and killed her, ran right into her. So, am I just supposed to put up with that and shut up and never say anything? No, I'm gonna be out here every single day, all the time, and I'm gonna expose this fucking disgusting industry for what it is. Fuck people like that. Fuck people that want to suppress your fundamental rights and freedoms of expression. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Until the people say no one cares, then leave. I mean, the door is there, right? If I didn't care about the issue, if I thought it wasn't a thing, I would definitely not be on someone's stream. If I was like comfortable in my decision to eat animals, I wouldn't be on a vegan stream, that's for sure. That's ridiculous. Think about it. Absolutely, Paul. Thank you for being here as always. That's fucking messed up. Get out of your vehicle and try to threaten me? Fuck you, bro. Amazing. Amazing. Saying I'm touching the truck. Where was I touching the truck? There's literally cameras everywhere that could show I was not touching the truck, and he's losing his mind. Why is he losing his mind? Because he feels his job is threatened, of course, right? He drove the other way, which we normally would bear witness over there. So there's something going on there, right? There's something going on there. And deep down inside, I think when we grow up and we're kids, we're taught these things, not to look and view animals as things or to hurt them, you know? It's crazy. No, I don't eat mother cows, not interested. I don't hate animals, so why would I eat them? That just makes no sense. Only people who hate animals eat them, right? Especially if you know better. If you don't know better, if you're kind of just like, I'm not sure, I don't know, there's a link in my description. It's the 3-minute movie challenge. Go see it for yourself. It's 3 minutes. You can actually see for yourself what takes place in the food system and see if that aligns with you. I'm gonna guess for a lot of people, it doesn't. Woo. That was crazy. Exactly, Mel and Steve, be open-minded. It's easy to be open-minded. You saw how triggered that guy was. He got out of his truck. Just so you guys know, like I've filmed before, and I actually had one guy tell the truck driver the other day to just drive me over, run over me on a sidewalk in Canada. Like, how crazy is that, right? So guys, if you haven't hit like, hit subscribe, tell all your friends. If you haven't followed Mel and Steve, it's at Mel and Steve. Go subscribe, go watch them. Incredible activists who are out there every single day for the animals. They're also experiencing this pushback. If you're so confident, if you're so confident in the industry and you're so confident in what you do, why are you running out and threatening people? Why would you need to do that, right? Well, my guess is you aren't so confident. You're someone who's starting to think, hey, maybe there's something wrong with this. So this truck, I believe, will probably be picking up the discarded parts of the animal flesh. And, you know, a lot of people don't know about the dog food and cat industry. You know, a lot of these companies have shares, or they have subsidiary companies that sell animal products to dogs and cats, right? The dog foods and the cat foods. Well, guys, like, those are the cancers and the contaminated body parts, and there's a reason they're not given to humans, so why would you give them to your companion animals? If you don't believe me, if you think I'm way off base, go out to a rendering facility. There's going to be one near you. Go out to the rendering facility. You don't even have to go in. I would prefer that you did get a tour. They're not going to give you a tour, but go near one, and all you have to do is just use your senses. Stand outside of the car, smell, and be like, is this something I want to give my companion, my dog, my cat? Think about it. Just think about it. There's so many animals that suffer needlessly from their diets when you can easily give them a healthy plant-based diet. Maybe another workplace injury at one of these facilities. If you didn't know, I think it's probably the most. It might be construction or this. I'd imagine this is the most because it's underreported. The amount of injuries that they have at slaughterhouses is astronomical. A lot of workers won't report the injuries, so they'll contract pathogens like E. coli. They'll have the shits all week. They'll go to work with the shits. Because they're worried they're going to get deported or they're going to lose their job, and they don't think they have another choice, so they go work in these facilities. The other thing too is like a lot of workers are going to cut off limbs. A lot of workers are going to have to go suffer with surgeries. A lot of people will lose their hearing, as well as musculoskeletal disorders. You have as well carpal tunnel, and shoulder surgeries were very common in this industry because the line speeds are so fast. And this is your proxies, right? This is the people that you're getting to do what you would never do, is to take lives, to slit throats, to cut up body parts. You're literally using immigrants and refugees to do things that you would never do, is what I'm getting at. So this slaughterhouse kills 10,000 baby pigs every single day. They put them in gas chambers. This is the only time these pigs will ever smell the fresh air, maybe see the sun. It's not a sunny day, so these pigs will never see the sun, never in their life. They will never get to know what it's like to experience sun on their face. They're confined in these sheds. They call them farms or barns. Nice, little fluffy way of calling that. And so they're gonna live in there for 6 months. They're gonna see their brothers and sisters' heads smashed against the floor. They're gonna have their teeth ripped out. They're gonna have their tails cut off. They're gonna have their testicles ripped right off without anesthesia. And for 6 months, they're gonna live in their own filth and feces and urine. And people wonder why bacon is a Class A carcinogen. They wonder why it's considered unhealthy to eat. Well, think about it. They're living in their filth, their feces, their urine, and they're just innocent babies. They're innocent. Why would you want to be the reason this happens? Look at the truck. Can you imagine you ever have to be on one of these things? Freaking out with your brothers and sisters, driving for who knows how long, knowing inevitably that you're going to be put into some sort of death. What they don't know is that they're going to be put into a gas chamber, a CO2 gas chamber. They're going to burn. Carbonic acid will build up. Some of them are going to try to bite their limbs off. And if you don't believe me, there's a documentary called Pignorant. It's on Amazon Prime. Go watch it. Go watch it. So this is normalized violence in a community. There's homes around here. There's businesses. Talking normalized violence. You saw the truck driver come out and yell at me for simply just putting up a phone. And this is like the only kindness they'll ever get. And if you can imagine, there's trolls in here that mock them, that mock the innocent pigs. Even if you don't agree with what I'm saying, they literally mock them. They make fun of them. They what kind of mentality do you have to make fun of pigs going to their death at this disgusting hellhole facility? This concentration camp that brings in animals right into a gas chamber where they're freaking out for their lives. What kind of person do you have to be to think that it's awesome to make fun of innocent animals? I mean, are these the same people that go around beating dogs. You know, maybe they have their dogs locked into cages all day and they go to work and they get home and maybe they take their frustrations out on the animals. It's these people some of the people in the chat, right? Because they don't view animals the same like normal people would. They think they're commodities, or they think they're its, or that they don't have personalities, or maybe they're miserable. Maybe they don't have friends or family. Maybe they've been ostracized. So maybe they were bullied. So now they're taking the bully mentality out on these innocent animals. It's a sickness, really, if you think about it. Grayson, whose food? Whose food? Who defines that? Who dictates that they're food? They're innocent individuals. They don't have to be food. People have eaten humans in the past. Do you think that's acceptable? And if not, what's the difference between them and us? I mean, we all can feel pain. We all can suffer. We all have experiences. We all can love. Have you ever hung out with a pig? Probably not. Most people haven't. But they have these arbitrary beliefs. Oh, pigs are dirty, when they're one of the cleanest animals around. And they're forcing all these animals to live in their feces. Can you imagine if you were forced to live in your closet and you had to live there your entire life and shit and defecate in that little space? Imagine if that was you having to do that your entire life. Think about that. Why would you do that to someone? Why would you force someone to live in their feces and go on these death trucks? I mean, why do you want to be the reason that happens? Why do you want to be I enjoy the reason this look at what you're doing, what you're causing. Why do you want to be the reason that happens? You don't have to be, is what I'm getting at. There's what, 15 of us out here today? 15 of us out here today. I'm out here today. 12 years vegan. I used to work as a slaughterhouse inspector. I used to work in this industry. And guess what? I learned that I could change. And so now it's mandatory to tell people to change because it's so fucking awful. What I'm showing you here is absolutely nothing in comparison to the things that I've actually seen before. These pigs living in these sheds with shit and piss all the way up to their chest, and the piglets smashed around dead right beside their friends. Like, these farmers don't give a shit. They do not give a shit. They just want money. And people like Victor says, So think about that guy. Like, he's saying yummy to looking at a metal death truck here. They're covered in their feces and urine. They're just babies at 6 weeks old. And people like Victor are like, Like, think about that mentality. When you quite literally don't have to do this or be a part of this. You don't. You literally don't. So this is the company, Brussels. One of their drivers killed Regan. Just ran her over. Did I fail every inspection? What do you mean, fail? I'm not sure you know how it works. Well, you're not the victim, Petrifi. You're not the victim. You've probably never been a victim, living in your little privileged life, not having to suffer, not having to be confined, not having to shit all over yourself and live in it. Like, you're not a victim. Listen to you, bro. Oh, it's not the whole... Well, then what would you define it as? They're put into gas chambers. They scream for their fucking lives. They try to gnaw off their limbs. Go inside a slaughterhouse. Go visit a fucking slaughterhouse. Go on the kill floor and listen to the screams. Listen to them freak out and lose their minds. Try to bite their own fucking limbs off because they're being fucking burned to death. Like, holy shit, man. Zero empathy or compassion. And if you don't care, Scotty, the door is there, bro. The door is there. You don't have to be here. I'm talking to the people that do care. The people that don't look at animals as commodities, that don't think it's okay to torture animals. You might think it's okay to torture them and confine them, make them live in their filth, have miserable lives. You might think that's okay. I certainly don't. Maybe at some time I was naive to it, but once you know better, you need to be better. And I think a lot of people in the chat are better. They're not bullies like yourself, right? It's amazing how these people are bullies to innocent animals, right? But they don't go fight the bigger animals, right? They would never fight a gorilla, right? Only pick on vulnerable ones. Some dumb comments. 20 years. What's your point, AJ? My friend Renee from Texas, she's a former rancher and she's changed. 10 acre. What do you mean? Like, AJ, you're very biased in this situation, right? You've not been vegan. You've always viewed animals as commodities. So what's the point of even talking to you, right? You're not willing to change. You think it's okay. You even call animals like cattle and herd, and you define them. You don't talk about them as individuals. They certainly don't have names, do they? Not each and every one of them, right? Maybe some of them. Maybe you bonded with a few of them. But there's many farmers that have woken up and changed. That won't do that to animals anymore. Renee, Rowdy Girl Sanctuary, a Texas rancher, changed. If she can change, you can change as well. Hello. So guys, I'm in Burlington, Ontario, Canada, where they gas innocent pigs at a place called Fearman's Slaughterhouse. Tone is actually putting in a clip there, guys. Go see what happens to the pigs. See if that aligns with you. I don't think it aligns with most people. Even some people will say, well, there's got to be a better way. Well, if that door is open, if you're actually thinking there's got to be a better way, well, how is there a good way to kill someone that wants to live? I'm going to say there isn't. I'm going to say we don't have to do it. We don't have to be a part of it. So we can change. And let's change. Let's be the change. This is the time, guys. We know different. We can live healthy and fine. And if it's not necessary, then what are we doing here? Why am I even out here? I think most people wouldn't eat their dogs. I don't think most people would eat their cats. And so what's the difference between a pig and a cow and a chicken? They're all individuals. They all cuddle. They all want to snuggle. They all want to live. So what's the problem? Hey, Axel. Guys, go check out Axel's channel. He's going to be live later, by the way, guys. Axel will be live later. I'm not sure if he'll be live later today, but on the 24th, Axel will be part of Project Livestream. So you have to go and subscribe to his channel. Hit the notification bell just to make sure you get all of his lives. He's busting it for the animals all the time. Thank you, Axel. Really appreciate you being here. AB, I don't know what your problem is, bro. Are you saying you're incapable of change? Are you saying you just don't know how to change? Like, I'm sure at some point you didn't know how to use the internet and then you changed, right? It's fucking... Enough with the excuses, man. Enough with the excuses. And Jordan, what are you talking about? You talked about soy earlier, Jordan. Who eats the most soy? The animals that you consume, right? The most animals that you consume eat soy. If we move to a plant-based food system, we would reduce the amount of agricultural land that we need by massive amounts. What is it, like 75% or 70% less? When we'd be able to feed like double the world. So if you actually gave a shit about animals and you gave a shit about the environment, Jordan, then you would actually do some research and look into it. But you're just saying that as an excuse to try to justify your violence, your violent behavior. You're using proxies to suffer trauma, turn to drugs and alcohol, just so you can have a little feeling like this guy's saying plants have feelings. Like, just so you can have that little feeling in your stomach. Do you consume milk as well, Jordan? Are you still a cow drinker, cow milk person thing? Scotty, listen, brother. I mentioned it earlier. I will send you a bib. I will send you a baby bottle. I will also send you a sucky. I'll even burp you with the oat milk if you just remove yourself from continuing to think that you're a baby. Because you're probably not, considering you can type, and, well, maybe you are, who knows. Imagine thinking you have to drink another species' milk. Crazy. It's fucking mad. Cornwall, if you have not paid attention, I just, like 3 seconds ago, talked about our food system and how we could change it. But it seems like you just don't listen, right? Like, use your think box. Use your ears, right? Look at this death truck. Death truck. Disgusting. The smell, this is one thing you guys can't see or understand, is the smell that's coming right from all the way over here. The smell of that truck. Why be that reason they have to go through that? Why do you hate animals so much that you want to put them in gas chambers and make them live awful lives? Why? Why do you think that's okay? It's not. You saw the truck driver earlier come out and lose his freaking mind on me. Why? If he was driving potatoes or carrots to a processing facility, do you think that person would have got out and freaked out? No. Zachary, I'm retired, so why would I get a job? That makes no sense. Like, why? I don't know why people are fascinated with what I do when they're literally on YouTube and they're probably ripping off their employer, which is fucking wild. So guys, I'm gonna see if I can get out. Do you guys want to go to the gates and see where these pigs go? It's just food, AB, who's never been a victim of anything. I mean, how would you like that if you were in that death truck and aliens landed and they were like, well, it's just food? What if that was your dog? Would you be okay with that? Would it be like, oh, the dogs are just food? Because I can guarantee you, if that was a truck full of dogs, I wouldn't be the only one. They wouldn't be the only ones out here. We'd have a lot more people out here. Way more people than you could ever imagine. Go to the gates. I don't live in my mom's basement, Pat, but thank you for caring. Are you stalking me or something, bro? That's weird. All right. I'm going to grab my stuff and we're going to move to the... The gates of hell. So for those of you just joining, we're in Burlington, Ontario. We're showing what happens with our food system. Specifically, we're here for the pigs. And the metal death trucks that they're in. Guys, have you seen all the trucks that have come in? It's just relentless. It's nonstop. Relentless. It just does not stop. 10,000 baby pigs are killed here each and every single day. They're put into gas chambers, if you didn't know. There's a documentary called Pignorant. You should definitely go check it out so you can see exactly what happens. You can see exactly what happens to these poor pigs. They're just 6 months old. This is the first time I can hear pigs actually from the slaughterhouse too. This is the first time they'll ever be outside, and today the sun isn't out, so they'll never experience the sun on their face. All all they'll live is in their feces, confinement. They'll see their brothers and sisters killed in front of them, and now they are going to go into a gas chamber together so they can scream for their lives and die with their heads being completely decapitated, severed from their head. Also, so people in here can have the whatever you want to call it, animal flesh. Also, people can suffer colorectal cancer. Guys, if you love bacon so much, why don't you go and put that bacon under a microscope? You can see all the little parasites. See all the little parasites that you're eating. You know that burn? That's like literally burnt parasites that you're eating. Congratulations. Anybody's body parts will have parasites, dummy. Okay, so I'm gonna attempt to move this stream. Let me know if the stream falls off. Exactly, it's easy to be vegan. So I'm just attempting to bring somebody with me out to the gates of hell. You guys, it's a pretty emotional spot. Our friend was killed at these gates back in 2020. There's an ag-gag law. So an ag-gag bill meaning trying to silence whistleblowers. That was introduced and it passed into existence a day before our friend was killed by a slaughterhouse truck. He just ran right through her. 65 years old, advocate of all rights, human rights, women's rights, racial rights, all the rights she was out there for, and she was especially out there for animal rights. Pretty awful. Zachary, you've asked the same question a million times. We're here talking about the animals. And you're in favor, it seems like, of putting mother cows that are pregnant into slaughterhouses, which happens quite a bit because farmers want to make a bit of extra money, so does the processor. Can you imagine that? Oh, I'm going to make more money if they're pregnant going to slaughterhouses. Oh, because they weigh more. Isn't that amazing? Well, why would it be guilt? I'm just telling you the truth, Muffle Moose. If you don't like the truth, then that's on you. If it's making you feel guilty, maybe that says something about you, doesn't it? I'm just sharing the truth, showing the facts of what takes place. You think women should have choice over their bodily autonomy, so why don't you extend that to all females, the animals? What's wrong with allowing a cow to not have to be pregnant her entire existence? For 9 months at a time, having her baby stolen, 9 months at a time, having her baby stolen, 9 months at a time, having her baby stolen, then being sent to slaughter. And what about the piglets that are smashed right in front of the mother? What about that? Having their babies taken, right? Well, are you vegan? If you're not vegan, you're supporting an industry that does that. Insane. It's an insane industry, and people don't know. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm talking about it. Trying to get the public to wake up to what they're paying for. People don't know. They just don't know. It's crazy. So another truck's coming here. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to get to it or not. We'll see. Have another guy freak out on me. So he'll sit back, try to make a running start, right? Should go out to a slaughterhouse, guys. You can smell it right from the outside. You can't imagine what it smells like on the inside. Holy crap. Crazy. Imagine that's your life. Imagine 6 months. Imagine your death date set beforehand. 6 months before. And you live in a confined space. You see your brothers and sisters and mother and everybody just brutalized and killed in front of you, and or you just live in your feces. Just live in your feces. See people like, yeah, exactly, smashing your siblings, heads against the ground right in front of you. Imagine that was your life. And imagine like you'll never see the sun, because today apparently the sun's not out. You'll never see the sun. You'll never smell fresh air. You just live in a shed your entire life. And then you're put into a gas chamber just to top it off. Just because you haven't lived a crappy life enough as it is, you'll just be put into a gas chamber to burn alive in front of your friends. And then maybe some of them come too, like I saw. They'll wake up after the gas chamber, and then they'll be, you'll see your brothers and sisters' heads cut right off completely, and blood and guts everywhere. Can you imagine? That's your life. What a life, huh? And some farmers even claim that their animals live better lives than humans. Yeah, that sounds like it, doesn't it? So guys, we're gonna continue on. Hi there. Hi, I'm live right now.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
We're gonna walk
Down to the gates? Yeah,
this
hi.
is Fernando.
Fernando, nice to meet you. Pleasure.
David,
Yeah.
first vigil.
Oh, awesome. Welcome.
So
Thank you
we're
for being here, Fernando.
Down.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so we'll let you just do your live
Sure,
stream.
yeah.
And we'll
I'll just blab
be
away.
live.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or I can follow you guys as well.
Perfect.
So fear the man, people. Fear the man that does this to innocent pigs. Fear the man that does that, right? On Harvester Road. And Regan Russell, who was killed here. So the saying goes, go vegan for Regan. So private property, no trespassing. Look at the barbed wire fences, the security that's maintained here. It's really great for a community, isn't it? Really wonderful for a community. So oftentimes these places will have ammonia leaks. When I used to work in these places, they would. And you'd have to go stand outside and wait, not even knowing if you inhaled ammonia or not. Just to make sure that everyone's aware, you know. It's a massive slaughterhouse. But guys, what you don't know is this massive slaughterhouse, nothing compared to the owner's property, Latifi. Latifi makes so much money. So this is the ag gag bill that I was talking about. Yes, guys, if you don't know about what happens to pigs, please go check out the link that Tone just put here. So This place is smaller than the house of the Latifis, who put their kid as an F1 Formula One car racer. So all the blood money paid for their son to be able to go race cars. Can you imagine that? So the blood money was raised so their son, and they can live in this massive mansion in Toronto, massive mansion. And that so their son could then go and race cars, because money and racing cars is worth taking the 10,000 to 12,000 lives that they take every single day here. The 6-month-old baby pigs that are killed every single day at this disgusting nightmare hellhole facility called Fearman's Slaughterhouse in Burlington, Ontario, Canada. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Hit like, hit subscribe, tell all your friends. I'm gonna show you here the gates of hell. We used to do a lot of activism just right here, but the gag bill prevented us from being able to interact with the pigs over here. So we decided to move over there. So we got more visual over there. We got less visual where I'm going right now. But maybe you'll be able to hear the pigs from here, because you used to be able to, well, you can still hear, I can hear them now. So you'll hear the pigs. So if you go to a sanctuary and you listen to a pig be loud, it's not the same, right? You go here, you hear them scream for their lives because they're being put into gas chambers. And people like Chris mock innocent animals. He probably beats his animals at home, right? If you're gonna mock innocent pigs, like, what can you imagine what he must be like at home? So look at here. Look at all the trucks. Look at all of them. And to the gentleman who was asking about female autonomy, well, all these females are exploited, right? They're all exploited. So these are the remnants of us doing a vigil here many times. Do not enter. Do not enter. So our friend was struck here, killed right here. As you can see, all the way back here, the driver would have been sitting there. Sitting there for 5 minutes. And Regan's really tall. She was holding a big orange sign. And she was standing right here. Crazy. It's starting to rain a little bit. Insane, actually. Very, one of the toughest days I've ever been part of. So June 19th. At these gates, this death hole, this death trap. Smell here is awful. You can't even imagine. So, everyone, it's hard to be here in this spot, especially. It's starting to rain. How's the stream going, guys? How's Can you guys hear and see me okay? Yeah, she was a great person. There's a video called There Was a Killing. and you can see exactly what took place. Everything from how things are covered up, how long the investigation took, how we didn't even know the guy's name for many years. I think I've had enough of you, bro. See ya. Nice try, though. So there's a few documentaries out. My friend Ray just actually did one as well. That's not, I don't know if that's publicly available yet, but we've done a few screenings. If you guys want, I can get you a copy of it. Just let me know. DM me on Instagram. But yeah, sorry, it's just like a lot of emotion being here. So a few years after the investigation and everything took place, and this guy was charged. By the way, this guy was only charged a few $1,000s, and he was given a suspension on his license for killing someone. I mean, if it was anybody else, any other industry, I'm sure the book would have been thrown at him. But because Regan was an animal rights activist, that's why he was only given like 6 months probation or some shit. Crazy, right? And so if you go take a look at the original situation, then afterwards the Toronto Star, that's one of the bigger newspaper outlets here, it's on YouTube. You can see that they didn't share the telephone call from the truck driver, and that telephone call had the dispatch saying, stay put, don't move, don't go anywhere, stay put, we have police en route. And what did he do? He didn't stay put, right? So that wasn't played in court. Nobody knew about that record, and eventually the Toronto Star came out with that record to show. Do you think they reopened the investigation? No. Why would they, right? And so there's more that's coming out, I can't say. And people are going to learn the truth about how a company can sway its employees the way it does. And, you're just going to see. You'll see exactly what takes place, and I can't share more than that, but it will come out, and eventually I can't wait to share with the world the truth. So yes, we are at Fearman's Slaughterhouse in Burlington, Ontario, Canada. Bearing witness to the pigs here. It's a bit emotional because my friend was killed at the gates here just for standing there on the crosswalk with a sign, a big bright orange sign, all for expressing her fundamental freedoms of expression. Just like you saw earlier in the stream, the driver that got out tried to intimidate me, threaten me, got in my face, and I think if I didn't have a camera on him, he would have tried to do something to me. So that's why it's important, guys, when you go out to these places, always have that camera rolling. Suggest you get a body cam. Be with people. I think that's important too, especially if you're not used to these situations. These people get triggered. They're kind of crazy. They're absolutely crazy. If you can get out of your truck and be that unhinged for me just simply pointing a camera. Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right. So this is Mark, Regan's partner, and this is where Regan was killed. His wife, the love of his life. Not sure what that was about, but I'm sure I'll find out. So maybe you're just tuning in and you don't know much about me. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I work for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency for over 15 years. I've seen things that most people will never see. I've been on more farms than most people will ever been. And I'm just sharing my experience, telling the world what I saw. And about 12 years ago, I learned that I could change, and I did, because there's no right way to do the wrong thing. There just isn't. And some trivial pleasure isn't worth what we do to animals. There's about 15 of us out here today. There's millions worldwide. I think it was 150 million vegans worldwide. And we're growing, and we'll continue to grow. And, you know, there's going to be people that just don't care, that have zero empathy, or they're kind of in the apathy thing, or they're just following the crowd, right? We're not trying to reach those people because they're very closed-minded. We're trying to reach the people that are open-minded. So if you're vegan, hit 1. If you're thinking about changing, if you're thinking about these things, hit 2. And if you're a total loser, animal abuser, like Jordan, you know, hit 3. It is raining, officially. So, 150 million. Yeah, so 150 million. There's also, what, 1 billion people that just consume cow. Well, it's not just, but they consume cow's milk and they consume eggs, but they don't eat animal parts. So that's what, even more people. And a lot of them don't know what happens. So yeah, the world's changing, bro. You might not change. This isn't for you. I mean, you're closed-minded, right? It seems like you can't think outside of the box. Like, you get spaghetti and you can't just think about veganizing it, right? Like, you got to think about that mentality. So, as you can see, there's a number of activists here. Mark's here. So that's Regan's partner, who was killed here brutally at the slaughterhouse. And as you can see, the truck driver would have been parked right here, way up, and Regan would have been just standing there with her big orange sign. Think about it. The police told her to stop. At least the administration did. And that was his direction. Stay put. He decided not to, and he got a fine. In fact, the guy essentially got rich off of it, because his GoFundMe was absolutely absurd. So the guy actually got paid for doing that. And so since then, these truck drivers think they can just get out. Like even a little while ago, I had a guy live streaming coming straight into my face. And it's fine if you want to record me and talk about these things, but he's trying to do it to incite more against vegans, right? We are just showing the trucks. Yes, we agree this needs to be abolished. And we're looking to speak to the open-minded people. And some people just aren't. Some people just can't open that box, right? They're just going to be drones. They're going to be NPCs. They just can't think anything outside there. Jaywalking is not a crime. Jaywalking is a crime. Go find in Canada where the last person was charged for jaywalking. Find me that. And find me all the people that should be charged with jaywalking. But standing in a crosswalk, who has the right of way? How about you answer that question? But you won't, right? You just say that to incite things. Yeah. Yeah, well, I agree. Like, closed-minded, hearts closed. Okay, I gotta ask you, am I in traffic right now? Am I considered in traffic? So if I'm here, does someone have the right to come and run me over? No, they don't, right? Like, amazing dejustifications. So you hate animals so much. You hate animals so much that you're trying to justify someone not taking orders from the administration that told them to, hiding the evidence of that phone call, and killing someone. That's just like amazing, right? That's how far people will go for their bacon sandwich, guys. That's how pathetic it is. Can you imagine? That's how far people will go for their bacon sandwich. Crazy, right? So as you can see, the death trucks there lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4. I see 4 of them right now. How dare you compare it to the Holocaust, guys? How dare you? How dare you compare this to the Holocaust? How dare you? How could you? It's nothing like it. How dare you? Well, I'm not the one that did, right? It was an actual Holocaust survivor who compares it to being a Holocaust. So if I'm quoting them, does that mean they're wrong? Right. Ziggy, if you're feeling guilty, that's not up to me, bro. Actually, Nate, Russell, if you aren't for human rights, if you aren't for animal rights, then what kind of rights are you for? None? None rights? Zero rights? You think it's okay to put innocent animals into gas chambers? Do you think it's okay to abuse animals? You think it's okay to cut out their bits, their testicles, ripping them out? You think that's okay? You think it's okay to shove your arm in an innocent animal's anus just so you can impregnate them? Is that the side you want to be on? Is that the side of history you want to be on? So this is where the truck was for 5 minutes. And this is where Regan was for 5 minutes. Figure it out. Just figure it out.
Want to see something?
I'm on a live.
How are you?
Yeah. I'm just so, yeah, I gotta let you know. Yeah, so yet another death truck into this disgusting facility. And you saw where he was parked at the lights, right? And I showed you where Regan was standing. I mean, figure it out. No cameras allowed, but they have cameras here. Why not have cameras everywhere? Why not just show the truth? Why not allow people? I mean, they've got cameras all over the place, right? So, yeah. So we're gonna show you exactly in a moment where Regan was standing with her husband, Mark, and then I'll show you the difference as to where, yeah. So this is where Regan was standing. This is where Regan was standing, right here, guys. So right here, and as I was showing you, right there would have been the truck. Right here, right there. So that's like on public property, right? This would be the sidewalk. And even then, if she's on the sidewalk, nobody should be running over someone. And so you see where the white car is, that's where the truck was parked. For 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And so this is it. Guys, this is where they allow No, she was here. 5 minutes. So let me ask you, John. Are you suggesting if you see someone, a human being, no matter where they are, whether they're in the road, whether they're not in the road, if you see someone for 5 minutes, are you suggesting that it's okay to run them over? John, answer the question. Are you suggesting it's okay if you see someone standing anywhere on a road, anywhere, even if it was out in traffic, are you suggesting it's okay if you're sitting there for 5 minutes to just go and run them over? I didn't think you were going to answer that, John. You probably won't, right? You probably won't. And that poor man has to live with that every freaking day. Every freaking day has to live with that. That his wife was just standing with a freaking sign. A freaking sign. Well, there you go, John. The driver, I would drive around them, right? But John, the thing is, he called the police. And what did the police say, John? As I was saying earlier, what did they say? To stay put, do not move. That's what they told him to do. This is in the Toronto Star. If you want to go to their YouTube channel, you will see the video. You will see the video of this, okay? So that's what you'll see. And so, if the police administration tell you to stay put, do you stay put or not? And if you disagree with that order, and you kill someone, do you think that that person should be charged criminally or not? And that's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about anything else, right? 5 minutes, this fucking asshole was sitting right there, 5 minutes, staring at her, complaining to the police, saying that he felt unsafe or whatever, complaining. And what did he do? He disobeyed her order and he decided to run her over and kill her. So that's exactly what fucking happened. And there will be justice someday. There will be. I'm a firm believer that someday justice will come around. And Regan will get justice. And Mark is working on that tirelessly every single day because his wife was murdered for some fucking idiots to eat their bacon sandwich or for some company to raise all this rhetoric around us and have their employees come out and try to assault us and argue with us and fight us. Insane. Absolutely insane. So, guys, and you don't have to take my word for it. You can go watch There Was a Killing. You can watch that documentary. Or you can just go to the Toronto Star and see the video there. And they talk about exactly, they even play the 911 phone call. And you can be the judge for yourself. And there's more coming out to that. There's a lot more coming out to that I can't really discuss here. But you'll see exactly the whole thing. And maybe because you don't know about that part, I can understand where you might be a little hesitant. But even still, what I just explained to you, that should give you enough pause to think, okay, well, yeah, like nobody, even truckers, even people working at that facility at Brussels Transport, even people from there were like, what the fuck did this guy just do? No one has the right to run somebody over. Just because they don't like their philosophy, they don't have the right to kill someone and run them over. They do not. And this says it all, really. You know, the company, Brussels, Mark there, says it all. Raven, if you haven't been here for the last 5 minutes, Who is playing in traffic? Nobody is. Exactly. Wake up and go vegan. Guys, there's a link in my description called the 3-Minute Movie Challenge. If you selected number 2 earlier, if you are open-minded, guys, go to the 3-Minute Movie Challenge. It'll show you what's happening with our food system. Also, there's Challenge 22, which is inside there as well. And you'll see this guy was yelling at us. It just goes to show how triggered people are. And what does that say, right? Like when you catch a child doing something wrong, usually you can see their face is red and maybe they act weird, and you just kind of figure it out, right? So it's like the guy who just drove by, all triggered, revving his engine. I mean, what is that, right? If it didn't bother you, you wouldn't even be here, right? You wouldn't even be here at all. Raven is closed-minded. Why? How am I closed-minded, Raven? I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector. I used to eat animals. I used to work in the industry. My whole family did. So how am I closed-minded? I actually changed. Have you changed? Have you ever even considered changing? It's my question to you.
She's working in there?
Alexis, and what's your point? So you're eating innocent animals. You hate animals. Congratulations. Maybe you should get a license plate that says, I hate animals. Alexi, I think that would be closer to who you are as a person. You hate animals. Congratulations. like as if that's some sort of flex. I eat mother cows. I eat baby pigs. I eat 42-day-old disabled baby chickens. Like, what a flex. You can hear the pigs screaming from over here, by the way.
We should start.
I don't eat flowers, Jordan. I wouldn't recommend people do. It's such a weird thing to say, Jordan. Why do you eat innocent animals? Like when you see roadkill, are you like, that looks so delicious? No, I'm gonna think, Jordan, that you probably don't. I'm gonna guess, Jordan. My guess is that you would be like, man, that sucked. I'm gonna guess when a dog runs up to you and with their tail wagging, I'm gonna guess you're like, you pet them. But you know, pigs would wave their tails too if they didn't have them cut off. If they didn't have their teeth notched out. If they didn't have their testicles ripped out without anesthesia. If they didn't have their heads smashed against the ground because they didn't grow at the same rate as their friend or as their brother or as their sister. Like, insane. It's insane that I'm like that. Any of us are out here right now that we have to actually speak about these things. We learn these things as children. We learn these things as children to be kind and compassionate and not be mean to other people. Yet somehow along the way, we're conditioned to think it's okay to be monsters to little innocent baby animals. Babies. Pigs are 6 months old. You're eating 6-month-old babies. You're eating babies. You're eating 42-day-old chickens. It's who you're eating, guys. Like, look at this death truck. This is the only day they'll ever smell fresh air. If they can smell it inside a feces-filled, infested truck. Watch out, guys. Death truck. Look at this. Who are we as a species that we do this? Well, what do you mean you don't hate animals? You're in my stream and you're talking shit about innocent animals about to go in a gas chamber. How can't you say that? And why are you deflecting? We're talking about these animals specifically. You want to talk about abortion? Go somewhere else. That's not what this is about. Mother cows are still pregnant when they're sent to slaughter. Mother cows are still sent to slaughter while they're pregnant. What do you think we do to these animals? We're taking away their entire bodily autonomy, and you're saying you don't hate animals. Maybe you don't know anything that's going on in this food system. Maybe you're just naive. But if you know better, you should be better. There's a documentary, there's a 3-minute video in my description. Go watch it and come back. But if you know better, then there's something wrong with your head. Because making fun and mocking these innocent animals before they're gonna be tortured into this gas chamber, you can hear their screams, quite literally, right here. Of course you hate animals if you're eating them. Doesn't make any sense. I don't hate animals, but I eat them. I put them in gas chambers. I have their testicles ripped out for me. I have people turn to drugs, alcohol, and supreme violence, like, because I kill animals. Like, no, like, think about what you're saying. You've been on pig farms who've been treated very well. Wow, that's amazing. Treated very well. So if you were in their position, you would say you were treated very well. And then you're put into a gas chamber. Right, that makes so much sense, man. I'm an ex-slaughterhouse inspector, bro. I've seen it all. So you making these vague claims that they're treated well. Yeah, this looks like they're treated well. Look at how well they're treated. Inside a metal death truck that fucking reeks. They're spray painted, right? Yeah, so treated well. You would so switch positions with them, right? Yeah, like all beat up and bruised, like that. Yeah, that's so treated, amazingly, right? What a fucking joke. I love animals. Sure you do, buddy. Well, then clearly you either need to get glasses or you're blind, because I literally just showed. We're done? Okay. All right. If you're blind, I can send you. I'll clip it out later and I'll send it to you. What is that even going to matter to you though? Because it's probably not going to matter to you. Because you're going to see those bruises. You're going to see the blood. That's literally just 3 seconds ago. You're going to see that, and you're probably not going to give a shit anyway, right? Because you think it's okay. I'm going to catch up with you in 2 minutes. I'll be 2 minutes. I just got to say goodbye. Okay. Yeah, guys, so don't be like Alexei saying that you love animals, but you pay for them to go in a place like this. Don't be like that guy. You can change. I change. Anybody can change. It's very simple to change. Most of us grew up loving animals. We were just conditioned to think differently. Please check out the 3-minute movie challenge. Listed in the description below. Go see it for yourself. Go see the truth of what takes place in your food system. Once again, I'm an ex-inspector. I've seen it firsthand. I thought we had to eat animals. I was told my entire life we have to eat animals. Boy, was I wrong. And now I'm spending the rest of my life atoning for it, because I've seen things that you guys can't even imagine. And I've shared that on some podcasts recently, and I can share probably more, but I don't like to get too involved in telling some of this stuff, because it bothers me. And I already suffer from flashbacks enough as it is. I've seen, like every day I see flashbacks to dead bodies, to piles of bodies. Like it's almost constantly, like at least 4 or 5 times a day that I vividly remember some of the things I witnessed. Dumpsters, bodies being smushed like by trucks, and again, bodies, just piles of dead bodies. Like there was one day where 24,000 dead chickens were basically plopped on the floor, and people were stepping on the dead bodies to see who was alive, like all these crazy things. So yeah, it flashes back to me, so I don't really talk about it too much. But anyways, guys, don't be the reason that these barbed wire fences are here. Don't be the reason why these death trucks are all right here. Don't be that reason. You don't have to be that reason. Don't be a monster to animals. Be kind. And I'm gonna sign off. Friday is gonna be the big event. It'll be Project Livestream number 4. We're gonna be out at slaughterhouses all over the world. There's gonna be probably about 30 of us on the YouTube live streams, or on TikTok, or on Facebook, or on Instagram, join us, get involved. If you want to get active, please reach out to It's at Mel and Steve. We'll put you in a chat. We'll get you the 50 subs. You got to do it before Wednesday though. If not, go on your own stream, film it, get out to the slaughterhouses. Look at what happens when we put eyes on these places. There's so many people in the chat saying that they're open-minded. So many people hitting number 2. There's so many people actually we have screenshots of people saying they're going vegan. And also like, look at how the industry's acting towards us. They know it's a matter of time before people start actually waking up and changing. So thank you guys so much again for being here. Appreciate all the mods, all the support, all you guys, everybody in the chat. Really appreciate it. Hit like, hit subscribe. And I'm gonna do what Chip does. I'm gonna shout out the first person that comments on the stream afterwards. Thank you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Get active for the animals.